For every Stranger Things hero fans adore, there's another they just love to hate. Starting with the worst, Billy Hargrove. He came to Hawkins like trouble on two legs. Billy Hargrove, loud, angry, the guy everyone feared for the right reasons. He didn't need monsters from the upside down to be scary. His eyes, his car, his temper, all of it screamed danger. But deep down, Billy wasn't just mean. He was hurt. A kid raised on pain, trying to make others feel what he felt. Then there's Eddie Munson. Same town, same chaos, but a whole different story. Wild, funny, weird in the best way. He didn't hide his fear. He joked through it. Billy fought to look strong. Eddie lived by being himself. Billy pushed people away to survive. Eddie pulled people together without even trying. When Billy got taken by the Mind Flayer, it showed what he really was inside, scared, lost but still human. And in the end, he did one good thing. He stood up to the monster to save 11, even when it cost him everything. Eddie's moment came later, not with anger, but with courage. He stayed when everyone else ran. He played that metal solo like it was his last breath, and somehow turned fear into the loudest kind of bravery. Billy died trying to be good. Eddie died being himself, and both became legends in the story of Hawkins. Our next character wasn't a monster from the upside down, but she might as well be. Angela, the Lenora High bully who made Eleven's life a living nightmare. No powers, no vines, just pure cruelty wrapped in a fake smile. She wasn't fighting evil, she was the evil, the kind of person who sees pain and laughs. The moment she mocked Eleven about Hopper, fans were done with her. And that roller rink scene, the one where Eleven finally snapped, it became the moment everyone secretly cheered for. But for every Angela, there's a Max. The girl who's been through hell and still keeps fighting. She lost her brother, faced Vecna, and carried the kind of guilt that breaks people. But not Max. She skated through grief like it was just another monster to outrun. Every time she fell, she got back up even when the whole world wanted to pull her under. Fans didn't just love her for being strong. They loved her because she was real. Angry, sad, brave, human. Max showed that heroes don't always have powers, sometimes they just keep breathing. Angela made us hate how cruel people can be. Max made us love how strong people can become. One used pain to hurt others, the other turned pain into power. Maybe that's why Hawkins will never forget her. The girl who fought monsters without ever needing to become one. But now let's talk about the guy who was supposed to be the heart of the group. Meet Jonathan Byers. He started as the quiet, awkward kid with a camera, the one who saw what others didn't. He was brave, smart, and a little broken. The kind of guy you root for because he feels real. Back in season 1, Jonathan would have done anything for his family. But somewhere along the way, he disappeared, not from Hawkins, but from the story. The hero turned into a background extra. But then came Steve Harrington, the guy everyone loved to hate. The popular jock, the cool hair, the bad attitude. He wasn't supposed to last past season 1. He was the cliché, but something changed. Steve grew up. He stopped being the jerk and became the guy holding the bat, protecting kids that weren't even his. While Jonathan faded out, Steve stepped up. Every scene, every punch, every sarcastic one-liner, fans went from mocking him to missing him when he's not around. He became the heart Jonathan lost. Jonathan started as the soul of the story, but Steve ended up stealing it. One stopped fighting monsters, the other started fighting for people. Maybe that's the real Stranger Things twist. The bad guy turned hero, while the hero just turned quiet. But coming up next, a man who almost ruined everything, not with monsters, but with madness. Meet Yuri Ismailov, the smuggler, the con man, the chaos on two legs. At first, Yuri's the kind of guy who feels funny, the comic break in all the darkness. A goofy Russian pilot who talks too much and sells too fast. But then he turns. That grin, fake. His loyalty, for sale. He sells Hopper out for money, betrays his own allies, and brags about it like it's a game. He's not evil like Vecna. He's worse in some ways, because you can't fight greed with superpowers. Yuri is proof that sometimes the biggest threat isn't from the upside down. It's from your own side. And the fandom? They hated him instantly. Every scene, he's the walking definition of why is this guy still alive? But that's where Murray Bauman steps in. The total opposite. Paranoid, brilliant, always 2 steps ahead but still somehow likable. Murray's the kind of man who can turn a hostage scene into a therapy session. His dry humor cuts through the chaos like a knife. He fights with words first, fists later. And while Yuri hides behind money and lies, Murray hides behind sarcasm and fear. But he still shows up. In season 4, when he teams up with Joyce to save Hopper, he becomes the unlikely hero no one saw coming. The guy who once lived in his bunker is now flying planes, fighting guards, and saving lives. In the end, Yuri might have the plane, but Murray, he's got the heart. One man flies for profit, the other flies for purpose, and that's what makes Yuri the joke, and Murray the legend. But coming up next, a man who didn't need monsters to be terrifying. Meet Dr. Brenner, the father no one asked for, and the nightmare that never really died. At first, Brenner looks calm, collected, the kind of man who seems to know everything, the perfect scientist in control of chaos. But then you realize he is the chaos. He doesn't fight monsters, he makes them. Every rule, every test, every papa, he whispers to 11, it's all control. He breaks kids and calls it progress. He's not some mustache-twirling villain. He's worse, because he believes he's right. He believes the pain he causes is for the greater good. And that's what makes him terrifying, not the power, but the calm confidence behind the cruelty. Fans hate him, and they should, because Brenner doesn't just hurt people, he shapes them. He turned children into weapons, and even when he says sorry, it feels like another experiment. His whole life's a lab, cold, quiet, and full of ghosts. But that's where Hopper steps in the total opposite. Loud, rough, tired, but real. Hopper's not perfect. He messes up, gets angry, breaks things, but he feels. And that's what makes him human. From the start, he's just a broken man with a badge, running from his past, from losing his daughter. Then 11 happens. Suddenly, that cold heart starts beating again. He's not saving Hawkins for glory, he's doing it for family, for her. Even when he's trapped in a Russian prison, starving, bleeding, he never gives up. That's not a cop anymore, that's a father. In the end, Brenner dies surrounded by the world he built, and no one's left to care. Hopper survives surrounded by the people he saved, and everyone's there to cheer. One made 11 powerful, the other made her strong. One played God, the other became human again. And that's why Hopper survived while Brenner's story ended in silence. Thanks for watching, guys, but everything I just told you is completely useless. If you haven't seen this video, go click it, trust me, you'll thank me later.